Awesome. So here we are again on Restore with Rachna, this time with somebody so extremely inspirational. He's a 24-year-old boy who is residing in Mumbai, and he's suffering from spinal muscular atrophy type 3, because of which he is wheelchair bound. So, what does a young boy who is wheelchair bound with a diagnosis like this do? He goes out and he touches others' lives. So we have the brave Karan Shah here with us, who is a certified canine trainer and a behaviorist. He has been awarded the Bharat Prerna Award in 2019, and his angel is always with him. So I will let Karan explain to you who his angel is and talk a little bit about his journey. Welcome, Karan.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you so much for having me over. So, as Rachna just said that I'm wheelchair bound and I'm suffering from spinal muscular atrophy. Now, before coming to Angel, I would like to talk about the situations and the journey that how Angel became an important part of my life. Okay. So, as we say, before anything good happens in your life, there's always a bad phase that teaches you a lot of things.
Very
So,
true.
first, let us just talk about those bad phases first, and then the good puppy story starts. So, my elder brother, Mihir, he was also suffering from SMA, which is spinal muscular atrophy, and his was type 2. So, type 2 is a little bit more severe than type 3. And SMA is basically a degenerating disease. So, as in when you grow, your body degenerates, and it mainly affects your muscular movements and the respiratory organs. So, Mihir being on a wheelchair and me being on a wheelchair, there was this one level of understanding that we could talk to each other about the problems that we are facing. Like if I talk to a normal person, he might just be there to hear me out. Okay, but Mihir was someone who could actually feel, okay, what am I going through, and vice versa. I could feel what is he going through. Now there was a phase when Mihir passed away, and Mihir and I, he was just a year elder to me. We were in Mahabaleshwar, and a night before he passed away, we were debating on is Android better or iOS. He was a big Apple fan, and I have always been fans of Android.
Okay.
So we were debating on that, and we were in Mahabaleshwar in his favorite resort.
Right.
So Mir had made it a point that, every year, at least maybe twice a year, we need to go into that resort. In that one particular room, we are going to stay, which was his favorite room.
Right.
So that night we had a glass of wine. We were talking, we were enjoying, we had a debate like how brothers do usually at a young age. And we went to sleep. Next day morning, my dad just picked Mihir up. So we were taking him for a bath, and usually every morning he first removes his cuff. So the way he
Right.
removes his cuff is where we have to literally had to press his chest in so that the cuff would pump out.
Right.
So that morning, we don't know what happened. He just said, first today I will first have a bath and then I will remove my cuff. So my parents were like, okay. So they picked him up and put him on the this thing seat to give him a bath. But over there, he just started crying. And my dad picked him up back. My dad is like, you do one thing first, remove your cuff, then take a bath.
Right.
The moment dad picked him up, he passed away that very second in my dad's hand.
Oh my God.
And I would give a big salute to my parents because for them having both the kids disabled, born disabled. Now, once you are pregnant or you have a child and everything, parents go through that dreamland world. के हमारा लड़का ये बनेगा, हमारा लड़का वो करेगा, and they find out that both of their kids are disabled. But they did not lose hope. And so a big appreciation to my parents. But when Mihir passed away in my dad's hand, my life went into a nutshell. I stopped schooling. I stopped attending any family functions. I just used to live in a room, and that was my life. And then just one fine day, Mr. Shamak Dawar, he came over and he just said that why does this dog not have a house to my mom? And he's like, this house needs a dog. Karan needs an angel in his life. And my, mom being a typical Indian mom was like, you know, I can talk in Hindi, right? A few lines
ऑफ
over here.
कोर्स बिल्कुल बात कर सकते हैं बिल्कुल.
Okay. So mom is like, Shamak, तू आया है, खाना खा, हंसो, जाओ. No dog is coming into this house. And Shamak is like, trust me, Karan needs an angel in his life. And he left. Next day, he gives a call to my mom and he's like, listen, Pratima, don't get angry, stay calm, okay, and hear me out. And mom is getting worried. Did Karan do something or did Sunil do something? Sunil is my dad. So Shamak is like, no, I'm sending a dog. That dog is already on their way. Okay. The dog is already on the way. And just accept that dog with love. That's all I'm asking for you. Give it a little time. Unconditional love will show its magic.
सो
And
अमेजिंग.
mom kept the phone. Within 15 minutes, दरवाजे के ऊपर we hear someone barking, pow, pow. Okay.
ओह.
And in that small basket, there was this pup whom we named Angel because Shamak said Karan needs an angel in his life. So we
राइट.
named her Angel. Okay. And she just came out of that basket. Like the moment she came, the first thing I did was I just held her and I started kissing her. And so her being a puppy, she was super naughty. Okay. But somewhere or the other, you could say that I could see acceptance in my mom after 2, 3 months. When Angel was a puppy for almost 2 months, mom did not even touch Angel. Okay, but after two
ओके.
months, I could see that, mom is getting attached
या.
to Angel slowly, 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 which was a good sign.
या.
But that time I did not have any knowledge on dogs. And, just like a regular pet owner, we needed someone to toilet train her, teach her the
करेक्ट.
basic stuff because she started teething, she started biting. And all of the sudden, sorry, all of the sudden, my mom realized that my elder brother Mihir, he had seen a show of some lady who had done a demo on assistant dog training. Where so my mom just told me that Karan, Google out. There was this one lady who trains dogs for someone who's specifically on a wheelchair, and I'm like,
वाओ.
okay. So I googled out and I came across Shirin Merchant, and I told mom, is it this lady? So mom is like, I will not get it by the name. Can you show me her photo? I showed her the photo, and mom is like, yes, yes, it was this
दैट
lady
वन.
who had come over. I'm like, okay. So then I mailed Shirin auntie my issue that what am I suffering from, and I've recently got a lab, and my brother had seen your video and he passed away, and now I want to train Angel as an assistant dog. So Shirin auntie replied within a day, and then we fixed up an appointment, and she came over. So she said, first, I will have to have a look at you, what the disability is, what are my requirements, and based on that, we will decide how and what all things we can train your lab for. I'm like, okay. She came over, she sat, she saw me, we were talking and everything. And then, she started giving me all these different scenarios like dogs are used for people who suffer from cancer, who suffer from depression, who have anxiety issues, people who are blind, people who are deaf, people who are on a wheelchair. So I'm like, okay, so what all things can we teach Angel? So, she started off with a lot of things. We can teach her to open your cupboard, to fetch the phone, to remove your socks, to put on a
वाओ.
blanket on you, to put clothes in the washing machine, and all of that. And hearing this, I was overwhelmed.
या.
Like finally I will not be dependent on a human. For a change,
Yeah.
Angel will do all of that for me. And me being a typical Gujju, I'm like, okay, great. What are your charges?
Right.
She's like, I'm not going to train Angel. And I'm like, why? And she's like, you want an assistant dog? You will have to train Angel. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I do not know anything about dogs. I have always thought that dogs are just limited to do sit, stay down, and give you unconditional love. Like that is what I picturize dogs as.
Right.
And when she came, she spoke over, my whole picture changed. And then she gifted me with all of her courses. So she told me, do one thing. My course is starting in a few months. You and Angel both come over. I think it was a month after only. So she just told me, you and Angel both come over. Okay, you do that course and then you start training Angel. But that time, because I was in such a stage that, I was not capable enough to yet meet so many people in that course. Like if there were 15, 20 people, I wasn't capable enough to talk to them. I would start getting an anxiety. So my dad being my support, he also came into that course and he also studied on how do you train dogs. So
Okay.
my dad was there as a support, but it was mainly me who had to do the hard work.
Right.
So we did that course and then we started training Angel for different commands. Like apart from basic commands, the first command that we taught her, an assistant command that we taught her, was to fetch the telephone. That whenever it rings, you go fetch the landline and give it to me. So that was the first command we taught. And then as and when I got the gist of training a dog, more and more I started training her with other commands with the guidance of Shirin. So she always, told me that, try out this thing, do it this way, do it that way. And I used
Right.
to just implement it on Angel and it worked. But yet that time I would say I was not yet completely out of depression because depression is not a thing, you get a dog and it's healed.
Right. I agree
Okay.
with you completely. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it does make the healing process fast.
No, I would like to pause you here for a moment to give the context to people about SMA. So, SMA, which is spinal muscular atrophy, which type 3 is what you have. It's a genetic disease for everybody who does not know about it. And I don't know in your case, and you can share it, but it usually these symptoms start appearing in early adulthood, which means mild muscle weakness, difficulty
Hmm.
walking, frequent respiratory infections.
Hmm.
So, when did your symptoms start for this?
Mine actually started at birth. So the thing was that I could walk, but not exactly walk, walk. It was more like a cute paddle walk, like how ducks walk, thap, thap, thap,
Right,
thap,
right.
something like that. It was very cute though that time. I've seen my old videos, adorable. So,
I just love your spirit, Karan. Even when you were talking about your brother and how he was going, and then how, sending blessings to Shamak Davar and Shirin for bringing Angel into your life, not just to heal you, but to heal your parents also. Because,
yeah,
the loss of a child is greater than any loss.
true,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So earlier I could walk for I think about 3, 4 years, or maybe
Okay.
five, up to five max. And
Okay.
then there was this one day where I was just watching TV
Hmm.
and I tried to get up with support and I just
Hmm.
couldn't. So I called
Okay.
out my mom and I'm like, Mom, pick me up. I'm not able to get up. And
Right.
so when I was born, the doctors had already said that I won't be able to walk for a longer period
Hmm.
because I have the same genetic disease with me.
Hmm.
So earlier also when I was born, I used to walk for a bit, sit on the wheelchair, again walk for a bit, sit on the wheelchair and everything. I think the biggest mistake I did when it comes to my disability was that I stopped physiotherapy. And that is one thing I would like to tell all the viewers who are watching this, that, you know, physiotherapy is pain. Okay, I totally get it. But, there's a saying, no pain, no gain. And I made that mistake of discontinuing my physiotherapy because I took the advantage of getting family sympathy, because whenever I used to do physiotherapy, I used to start crying, and my mom used to cry at times watching me, or my nani used to cry at times watching me, and I took advantage of it and I discontinued it. But later on, I realized that that was one of the biggest mistakes I ever did. Else, right now, I would have been at least walking on crutches.
So I from now onwards, if you start physiotherapy, there is some amount of forward movement that can still happen.
Yes,
I'm
yes. So
saying
I
this
started my
because at least
physiotherapy. I
wonderful.
again resumed my physiotherapy when I was 18,
Okay,
and I made a decision that, no matter whatever happens, this one thing I cannot avoid. Maybe it's late, but realizing it late and implementing it is not wrong. Where people go wrong is that they are like, I realized it so late. Now what should I do?
right.
You know, so that is a wrong thing. You realize it and you work on it. So that is what I decided. That I've realized it, or rather, let me work on it.
So from the age of 18 till now, you have been doing physiotherapy regularly.
Yes, regularly.
And can you tell us what are the tangible benefits that you have seen, even though you started late?
So the thing was, the reason I started my physiotherapy again was
Right,
because I realized that I have started losing my body balance.
right.
And so I realized that when I was around 17, 17 and a half, but I did not have the guts to, go to my parents and tell them that this was my mistake. And one fine day, I was like, chuck it. It's your mistake. Go approach them, tell it, and start it off with. So, in these past 5 years, if you would ask me what are the improvements I have seen in my body, is that I now again have started, able to turn myself on bed alone. And
Okay.
my balance has now become 10 times better than what it was before.
Wow.
So, my balance has improved quite a lot, and overall the upper body movements, hand movements, have improved quite a lot. And now I'm able to pick up a bit more weights on my
Yeah.
hand. So when I was a kid, that time I used to easily pick up around 5 to 7 kgs dumbbells till the age of 10, 11. But once I discontinued my physiotherapy, it dropped down to 2 kilos or 1.5 kg. Now it's again coming back to 4.5.
No, that's wonderful. That was going to be my next question, that are you doing physiotherapy with weights or without
Huh,
weights? Because with weights, it really helps. And any day that we stand up and we say, the past is gone, today we are going to start healing, the body's ability to heal itself is much higher than anyone has made us believe.
correct.
So you are already reaching a stage. With Angel you have become more self-sufficient, and with the physiotherapy with weights you are getting some of your strength back, which in a disease like yours, if you look at the diagnosis, is not even supposed to be possible. I have treated
Yeah,
patients like that, and
I see.
hats off to you for this, because I keep drumming that point home to them, saying, please do physiotherapy, please do weights, because that is the only way you are going to get some quality of life. Yeah,
Yeah, it is
yeah,
necessary.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Great, great. Now at 20 you won the Bharat Prerna awards, right?
correct.
Okay, so for everyone, Bharat Prerna awards honor those who have risen above their condition, which Karan has, as we've been talking about, whether it's a physical disability, mental illness, or sensory deprivation, and have shown extraordinary feats of courage. Now, in your case, Karan, it is both physical and mental, because you went through depression also.
Yeah.
So, what was it that you did which you came out and then you were recognized for this?
Okay. So Bharat Prerna Award, I got it in 2019.
Right.
Okay. And that time, what happened was that we had opened up with a new manufacturing unit of garments. So our family business is of garments, but we have always been retailers. Okay. We have never been into the wholesale or the manufacturing market. So just a family friend had approached my dad saying that, let's open up with this business and let's take this forward and everything. And we started off that business with him. Now, there was an unfortunate accident that the person who had to take care of the marketing, he had fractured his leg, his knee, in such a way that he was on bed rest for at least the next 6 months. So my dad went into a very bad phase कि अभी अभी नया कारखाना खोला है and marketing needs to be started right now because
Right.
this was the peak season. There was Eid and everything coming up, so in the clothing line, all of these seasons affect quite a bit.
Yes.
So my dad went into a bad phase, and my dad was thinking, who will take care of the marketing unit? वैसा. So I told my dad, don't worry. I have seen that person how he does the marketing. I will
Hmm.
do one thing. I will take the bag and I will go door to door
Hmm.
to all the shops and get orders for you
Hmm.
that way. So I had a driver. So what used to happen is that he used to say, for example, drop me at Dadar. So from Dadar all the way to Bandra, I used to travel on wheelchair. And then in Bandra, he
Wow.
used to come pick me up, and then we used to go to Villeparle. फिर वहां से return, I used to come on the way on wheelchair, and then he used
Hmm.
to again pick me up. वैसा. So that was suburbs. Then same thing we did it in town side, central line, and everything. Now, once what happened was when I was in the suburbs near Villeparle, I had to go to the washroom very badly. Like it just started raining, which was
Hmm.
uncalled for. It was the summers and it started raining unknowingly. And I already wanted to pee, but I had controlled myself for a bit. I'm like, it's okay, itna zor se nahi laga hai. But
Hmm.
because it started raining and everything, pressure ज़्यादा हो गया.
Right.
And I'm like, ठीक है, चलो, I'll go to any public washroom. So over there were three washrooms, public washrooms, with a diameter of hardly 500 meters or something. And
Hmm.
I went to one, it was not accessible, went to another one, not accessible, went to a third one, not accessible. So I decided that, chuck it, let me give a call to my driver. I will sit in the car. On the way back, we'll see if there's any wheelchair accessible bathroom. So my driver came, and now because it was raining, there was traffic. So जहां जहां बाथरूम था, सुलभ
Hmm.
शौचालय था, गूगल मैप्स पे मैंने देखा, from
Huh.
Villeparle to Dadar where I reside, none of them were
Hmm.
wheelchair accessible, not even one.
Hmm.
And because it was raining, it was completely jam, and I had to control my pee for almost 2.5 hours.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
that was the controlling period when
Hmm.
मेरे को pressure ज़्यादा हो गया था, and I was
Hmm.
already controlling उसके पहले for another hour, an hour and a half.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
on
Hmm.
an average for almost 4 hours, I had to control my pee, and I came back. And that day I decided that, if nothing else, at least I will make sure that one bathroom in every area is wheelchair accessible.
Yes.
Because
Very
what I have
important.
faced today, I do not want
Hmm.
another person on wheelchair to face. So I started with this online petition first, where we decided to raise our voices to get maximum number of signs to get it
Hmm.
accessible. And in the meantime, I also started doing my research कि कौन सा सुलभ शौचालय कौन से साल बना था. In that year, was there a government norm saying that it needs to be accessible? If yes, then why it hasn't been accessible or why it hasn't been renovated?
Amazing.
And then we started meeting the BMC authorities of those particular areas. We had
Hmm.
one-on-one meeting, and I gave them various suggestions on how can you make this particular Sulabh Swachalaya wheelchair accessible. So far we have made about 12 Sulabh Swachalays wheelchair accessible,
Oh
where
my
there's
God.
one
That's
in
so.
Dadar, one in Bandra, two in Marine Drives. There is two in the Parel near the Parel Bridge.
Hmm.
There's one in Matunga. So we have made 12 Sulabh Shauchalays wheelchair accessible so far. And I'm happy with the progress that I've made. Though it's a slow progress, but I'm happy with it. And then due to that, I got the Bharat Prerna Award.
Amazing. I'm just so I'm getting goosebumps, Karan. And like I was telling you before we started, I have the experience of being on a wheelchair, and
Yeah.
to have a wheelchair accessible toilet close by. A lot of people will make fun of it. A lot of people will not realize that and specifically for SMA, the muscles become weak. So the even the amount of time that you controlled it was superhuman.
Yeah,
So it will benefit not just people with your condition, but people with other conditions, women suffering,
yeah.
older people. So thank you. God bless you for
Thank you.
taking up this initiative. And I'm very, very happy and humbled that our jury has selected you as a nominee for the Restore Awards.
Thank you.
So these are our awards, which at the end of every year, we recognize and applaud people like you who are from warriors. They make the transition to become healers for others. It's very, very difficult when you're a warrior to get out of your shell of self
Yeah.
pity, of um, feeling that why did this happen to me, and to get out and do things for others. And here you are creating a positive future.
Yes.
I love the name. So how so with positive future, you are doing canine training for the people who need it with special needs.
Yes, yes. So we are doing a lot of things at Positive Future. So
Okay.
at Positive Future, we are doing one-on-one therapy sessions also with people who are in depression. So we do two types of therapy. One is for people with mental illness,
Okay.
and one is with people with physical disabilities. So that is again a form of physiotherapy that we do it for those kids, but it is done in a very fun manner with dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Okay.
the second thing is one-on-one therapy sessions with people who needed maybe counseling or something. So we have
Right.
tied up with a lot of psychologists, and I go there, I meet the psychologists personally. We talk about what are they going through, and they tell me that these are the triggers points, these are the things that you need to work on, and then along with that, then we create a plan with the dog, and then I show the plan to the psychologist that this is what we have decided to do, and do you think this is okay? So once we get the approval of the psychologist, then we start the therapy sessions over here.
Okay. Great. So where is this here? Where are your centers?
So my center currently is in Dadar, but I'm
Okay.
looking forward to opening many more centers which will be handled by the disabled community only. So
That's
we are
so
still looking
amazing.
forward to it. So
Yeah.
this is actually my center where I am right now. If you want,
Okay.
I can show it
Okay.
to you. Yeah. So this is my
Great.
office inside.
Okay.
Everything's over here. And that photograph is of my elder brother Mihir. And outside we have an open terrace where we
Beautiful.
conduct training sessions and physiotherapy for children. Yeah.
So your open terrace is in itself extremely therapeutic. Just being out there in the sun
Yeah.
in a space like that will help people heal a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, Great. So, Karan, what is your advice to people, youngsters like you who get diagnosed with any condition? It may not just be SMA, and who start losing hope.
Okay. So see for this, first I would like to give an example of one incident that happened with my brother and me. Okay. Which was a very big learning lesson in my life. So one day we were just, going out to play cricket. So I'm a big cricket fan, and so was my brother. Unfortunately, India lost yesterday against Pakistan. Yeah, that's going to be a nightmare for me. So, any which ways, um, we were just going to Shivaji Park to play cricket over there. And so usually over there, we had a few cousins with us who used to accompany. Our helpers were there who used to play along with us, and we had a group of friends also. But that day, unfortunately, no one turned up. It was only me, my brother, and one of our helpers who was there. So there were these bunch of kids playing cricket, and I went and I approached them that क्या हम आपके साथ cricket खेल सकते हैं?
Hmm.
Okay, so there was this another guy who came back, and he's like, तू तो लंगड़ा है, तुम लोग क्या cricket खेलेगा?
God.
Okay. And hearing that statement, I got angry, and I'm a very short-tempered person. Like if I lose it, I lose it. Then I'll beat that person up if I get angry. But that time my brother just told me 1 minute. He went there and he just told them, हम लोग तो है लंगड़े, लेकिन पैर से, तुम लोग लंगड़े तुम्हारे सोच से.
Wow.
Okay. So the true disability starts with a person's thinking. Okay, whether it be physical or any sort of disability, unless and until you are mentally positive, okay, you won't come across a word called as disability, for which you need to be mentally positive. And an important thing is that get out of your comfort zone. Like people who say live a healthy life, sleep for 8 hours a day, do yoga, do this, do that, and everything. वो सब आप करो, ठीक है? But that you do it once you have achieved something in your life and you know that now your life is sorted. Then you have time for all of that. Till then, you have to sleep only for 2 hours a day or maybe four. Okay, wake up, do your job, get out of your comfort zone. Okay, work your ass off and prove it to the society that even you are something. These people who honestly come to me, saying, "Ke, do this, do that." I always tell my parents that, they are not your well wishers, boss. If they tell you to live a comfortable life, go for massages, let's do this, let's do that, they are not your well wishers.
So have the
So
hunger. So always have the
have the
hunger
hunger,
alive.
always have
Yeah.
the hunger alive. And the worst thing in a country like India, what happens is, so on Instagram, I create a lot of funny reels, dancing reels. So I get a lot of messages from people who are disabled. And I get good messages that you're an inspiration to me. I'm motivated by you. Because of you, I have started making videos and everything. It is a good thing. But what happens in a country like India is that the first acceptance needs to start by their parents. होता
Very
क्या है
true.
ना यहाँ पर,
Very true.
यहाँ लोग सोचते हैं कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे. So
Is
even
the
if you
biggest
go,
killer. Is the
biggest
biggest
killer,
killer.
it's the
Biggest killer.
biggest
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
Now in Insta and Facebook, now you have got that option to, keep your profile private. But
Hmm.
if you would have gone through Insta and Facebook, mainly Facebook that time, about 5, 7 years back before Insta was in limelight, if you go through these people who are disabled in their profile, in their photos, you will see that they're just uploading half of their body. Okay, not
Hmm.
ready to show
Hmm.
to the society that you are wheelchair bound,
Hmm.
which is a very wrong thing. You're wheelchair bound, accept it, show it to the society. There's nothing wrong in it, you know,
Right.
and stop asking for sympathy के अब मैं क्या करूं, मेरे साथ ऐसा हो गया, मेरे साथ वैसा हो गया. People
Hmm.
who have created a comfort zone in that phase, to such people I would like to say is get out of it. Because unless and until you do not do something for yourself, okay, no one
Hmm.
is going to come and give you a life. Okay, here now you go and live your life.
Hmm. Hmm.
Ja Simran जी ले अपनी जिंदगी just seems good on screens.
Hmm.
In actual, it's you who needs to run behind that train so it does not get missed.
So your what you desire and your dreams are on the other side of your fear.
Yes.
That's a that's a
Yes.
saying by Rumi, and you're a living example of everything going against you, and here you are sitting and saying, "Don't be fearful. Live your dreams. Do good for others, and good will come to you."
Absolutely.
Amazing,
Absolutely.
amazing, amazing. God bless you.
Thank
Seriously,
you.
Karan. I'm so grateful that Aradhna introduced me to you, and then I want to see you on stage on December 3rd at the
For
awards.
sure. For sure. For sure.
Great. Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been so wonderful talking to you, and we will keep continuing this dialogue via Instagram. This video will also get posted on our mental health platform, unhurry.in. As much as we can spread the awareness about this, it's less.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. God
Okay,
bless you.
okay, bye. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.